An alternative. This is 21 Pilots.
I want to welcome you to a very, very special Sirius XM Town Hall with 21 Pilots. Now, my name is Regan from Alt Nation on Sirius XM. I'm very honored to be your moderator this evening, so thank you so much for coming through. I want to thank each and every one in this room that brought this together in this very cool, intimate, special location in the heart of New York City. You guys ready to cheer? Yeah. Ready to sing? Yeah. All right, I want to welcome you once again to Sirius XM's Town Hall here in New York City with 21 Pilots. Please make lots of noise for my friend Tyler. Welcome, Tyler. Now, real quick, let's explain what we're going to do. This is very special. Thank you so much for being here this evening. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to let the man do his thing. Anybody stopping me from letting him do his thing? No. That's what I thought they'd say.
Yeah, get out of here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler from 21 Pilots gets us going right now at Sirius XM's Town Hall.
Well, thanks for coming, guys. Josh was not able to make it. He's on his way. I have a few songs for you guys I'm going to play on the piano. Going back to these versions of the song is always really exciting for me because most of them start out like this. And then they become something else. They become bigger. You add more things to them. And then you kind of forget about this version of them, at least for me. So it's really a cool moment for me to be able to do this. I'm going to kind of go through, maybe and chronicle this band's journey and play a song from consecutive records. So we're going to do one from what people call a self-titled record, which is the first kind of group of songs that I ever put together and said, hey, these belong together. This first song's called Taxi Cab. It goes like this. Your ghost fill up every hole inside my mind, and I want everyone to know that I am half so divided. Sometimes we will die and sometimes we will fly away. Either way, you're by my side till my dying day. If I'm not there and I'm far away, I said, don't be afraid. I said, don't be afraid. Going home. I wanna strip myself of breath, a breathless piece of death I've made for you. A mortal rotting piece of song help me carry on, but at least you heard. Oh, sometimes we will die and sometimes we will fly away. Either way, you're by my side until my dying days. And if I'm not there and I'm far away, don't be afraid. I said, don't be afraid. going home. So the hearse ran out of gas. The passenger person grabbed a map, and the driver inside it contrived a new route to save the past. Checked his watch and grabbed a cab. Beautifully planned taxi cab. The cab had it cleared out back into him and started to unpack. Driving once again, but now this time there were 3 men. And then I heard one of them say, I know the night will turn to gray. I know the stars will start to fade when all the darkness fades away. We had to steal him from his fate so he could see another day. Then I cracked open my box. Someone must have picked the lock. A little light revealed the spot where my fingernails had fought. Then I pushed to open more, pushing up against the door. Then I sat up off the floor and found the breath I was searching for. That they were 3 men up front. All I saw were backs of heads. And then I asked, am I alive and well, or am I dreaming dead? Then we turned around to say, we're driving toward the morning sun, where all your blood is washed away and all you did will be undone. I said, don't be afraid. I said, don't be
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Taxi Cab. 21 Pilots here at Sirius XM's Town Hall in New York City.
Josh is calling me. He's updating me on where he's at.
Hey man, I'm almost there. I'm in the subway.
It's gonna take you. Is it the restaurant or the transportation?
I just left the restaurant and now I'm in the train.
Okay. Well, get here as soon as you can, man. So that was a song off of the self-titled record, and looking back, I wonder if I should have named it. What a kind of a wasted opportunity. But I'm really glad that it is what it is. This next song is off of a record called Vessel. And I'm an advocate for journaling. A lot of artists and songwriters talk about how when they write songs, it's like you're reading their journal. And though I get what they mean by that, I promise you, it's not exactly like that. Because if you read my journal, it was just a lot of nonsense. There's no structure. And as I was preparing for the set today, I remembered an old journal entry that I'd done a long time ago, and I rarely ever crack open old journals. It's almost forbidden. But I was looking at some old entries just to remember where I was coming from, what kind of mind space I was in. And in 2010, there's this one journal entry I talked about. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this music thing. I don't know if it's not really working right now. There's really no light at the end of the tunnel. And the people around me were saying that their time is running out and they wanted to move on to other things. And I started to wonder if my dream was not supposed to happen. And so you can read through the journal as I am kind of just figuring out who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. At the very end of it, it says, but I started working on a new song. And right now the title is called Entertain My Faith. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to keep on working on music. And it turned into this song, Holding On To You. So it's really cool to be able to watch where I was when I wrote the song and what the song has become now today, for not just me, but for other people. Taking over my body, back in control, no more shoddy. I bet a lot of me was lost, T's and crossed and I's and dotted. I fought it a lot, and it seems a lot like flesh is all I got. Not anymore. Flesh out the door, swat. I must have forgot, you can't trust me. I'm open a moment and close when you show up. Before you know it, I'm lost at sea. And now that I write and think about it, and the story unfolds, you should take my life, you should take my soul. You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. You are surrounding all my surroundings, twisting the kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. Remember the moment, you know exactly where you're going, cause the next moment before you know it, time is slowing and it's frozen still, and the windowsill looks really nice, right? You think twice about your life, it probably happens at night, right? Fight it, take the pain, ignite it, tie a noose around your mind, loose enough to breathe fine, and tie it to a tree, tell it you belong to me. This ain't a noose, this is a leash, and I have news for you, you must obey me. You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. You are surrounding all my surroundings, twisting the kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. Entertain my fate. 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 Lean with it, rock with it. When we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing. We were gifted with God. Is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that pop hot, it's our hearts that make a beat. Lean with it, rock with it. When we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing. We were gifted with thought. Is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that pop hot, it's our hearts that make a beat. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And I'll be holding on to you. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And I'll be holding on to you. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And I'll be holding on to you. I'll be holding on to you.
So there you go, 21 Pilots, Holding On To You. Sirius XM's Town Hall continues. Are we ready?
We're like halfway done, man.
You started without me?
No, we're just sound checking.
Okay. All right, you wait until I get there.
Okay.
You said Subway, and I had the train conductor pull over, and now I'm eating.
Okay. You do 12 inch, 6 inch,
Yeah, six inch.
pansy. It's really cool to play a real piano. A lot of, maybe you hear some piano players or other musicians talk about the inspiration that comes from playing an actual acoustic instrument like this. I grew up playing keyboards, which is a fake version of this. When I, You know, my mom got me a keyboard for Christmas when I was a teenager, and I didn't really know what to make of it. And slowly started learning how to play the piano, and there's very simple logistic reasons why a real piano like this can be more inspiring than just a keyboard. For example, we just messed with the sustain pedal earlier. It's the little thing that I'm pressing down there. But what that does is it holds the note out, and as soon as I lift up my foot, it can go away. I know a lot of you may know that. I might not be telling you anything new, but what's really cool is that means I can take my time getting from one chord to the next, make sure that my finger's in the right position. And when I was playing the keyboard, a friend of mine said, dude, you gotta learn how to use a sustain pedal. Because I was just keeping my fingers down on each chord and trying to get to each one quickly. And I was like, man, I just figured out how the fingers work. I'm not gonna be able to throw my foot in there now. And so slowly I learned how to use the sustain pedal, how I can get from chord to chord with it not going away. But then there's something that I learned about sustain pedal with a keyboard, and that is that there's a digital ceiling or a maximum to how often you can play a single note inside of one single sustain press. If that makes sense, keyboard's like a little computer, and it can only hold so many times that you press a key while holding down that sustain pedal, where you start hearing notes just drop off. Like it's just maxed out. In a piano like this, a real piano, you can play as many chords as you want. Until they start to not really make sense. It's all these chords going on at once. Except for to me, I know what I pressed, and I can pick out what it is I just played inside of that whole sustain. So something very simple like that can actually inspire songs. This next song is off of our record called Blurry Face. Remember when I wrote this song, there were some people that said to me, I don't know if you want to say that. And I was like, well, Josh, what do you think? He said, I think you should say that. And so I did. They say stay in your lane, boy. Lane, boy. We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway. Highway. Oh, they may laugh tomorrow. They think this thing is a highway. If it was our way, we'd have a tempo change every other time change. Cause our minds change on what we think is good. I wasn't raised in the hood, but I know a thing or two about pain and darkness. If it wasn't for this music, I don't know how I would have fought this. Regardless, all these songs I'm hearing are so heartless. Don't trust a perfect person, and don't trust a song that's flawless. Honest, there's few songs on this record that feel common. I'm in constant confrontation with what I want and what is popping in the industry. Seems to me, singles on the radio, currency, creativity's only free when I'm playing shows. They say stay in your lane, boy. Lane, boy. We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway. Highway. Well, they may laugh tomorrow. I'm sorry if that question I asked last scared you a bit like a hazmat and a gas mask. If you ask Zach, he's my brother, he likes when I rap fast. But let's backtrack, back to this. Who would you live and die for on that list? But the problem is, there's another list that exists, so no one really wants to think about this. Forget sanity, forget salary, forget vanity, my morality. If you get in between someone I live and me, you're gonna feel the heat of my cavalry. All these songs I'm hearing are so heartless. Don't trust a perfect person, and don't trust a song that's flawless. They say stay in your lane, boy. Lane, boy. We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway. Highway. They may laugh tomorrow. They say stay in your lane, boy. Lane, boy. We go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway. Highway. They may laugh like tomorrow. They say stay in your lane, boy, but we go where we want to. They think this thing is a highway, but leave me like tomorrow.
Guys, give it up for Lane Boy. 21 Pilots are here at Sirius XM's Town Hall.
Someone said, "Oh, he's calling again," in the audience, so I think that they're sick of this bit.
All right.
We haven't started yet, so just take your time. Could you
Okay, I'll be there soon.
just give me a Red Bull or something?
Yeah. Okay, I'll grab you one. I'm in the 7-Eleven now.
Okay, copy. When we first went to, this is cool. I'm talking about random stuff in between songs. Guys, thanks again for coming. I have a few more songs for you. I don't get to usually talk like this in between songs. A lot of times I'm worried about, you know, can we try to figure out what that is? If we can maybe turn that off. So the first time we ever went to Asia, there was something that happened that I wasn't prepared for, which was when you play a song, and it has something to do with their culture and how respectful they are. But when you play a song and you finish the song, they clap and then they stop very quickly. So there's a very small amount of cheering and then it goes to quiet. Usually, almost anywhere else in the world, you play a song and they cheer for a little bit and it kind of like goes down and you're used to that transition. First time I went over there and experienced this, I thought that, oh man, we suck. They gave us like 3 claps. And then I realized that it was their culture and they were being respectful, waiting for us to play the next song. And so the next time we went over, I was expecting it. And instead of feeling super uncomfortable during that quiet in-between song, because I just couldn't, you know, take the bass guitar off fast enough to get to the piano for the next song without it being silent, I just decided to live in it and embrace it. And that taught me a lot as a performer and as someone who can stand up here and talk to you guys. Not being afraid to just... You guys look great. So, something I learned. This next song is, so we got two more songs. They're gonna both be off of our new record called Trench. And this is called My Blood. And I want to explain one of the verses that means a lot to me. This song is, I guess, you could wrap it up and say it's about family. But more specifically, there was a story that when I was younger, I had some older cousins that lived in Michigan. And I always looked up to them because they were older and cooler. And there was a story where the younger brother of my cousins was kind of a loudmouth, got into a lot of trouble, very cocky. And his older brother, who also played football with him, was much more quiet. Didn't talk a lot. And it got to the point where the younger cousin was running his mouth so much that the rival high school football team showed up to his house. So in this song, I talk about people at the end of your driveway calling out your name. It's in reference to the story because what happened is the older cousin, who was always very quiet, kept to himself. No one knew that he was a black belt. And he went out to the end of the driveway and he took care of business. And And so that story always stuck with me. Defending your family, sticking up for them. And as I was writing the song, I was thinking about if I were in that position, if I had to go defend my family, I realized I would probably need a weapon. So I'm gonna introduce a bat into the story, because my soft hands probably wouldn't be able to punch anyone square in the face. When everyone you thought you knew deserts your fight, I'll go with you. You're facing down a dark hall, I'll grab my light and go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you, yeah. Surrounded and up against the wall, I'll shred them all and go with you. When choices end, you must defend. I'll grab my bat and go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you, yeah. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. You don't need to run. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. If there comes a day, people posted up at the end of your driveway, they're calling for your head and they're calling for your name. Calm down on them, I'm coming through. Do they know I was grown with you? If they hear the smoke, no, I'll go with you. Just keep it outside, yeah. Stay with me, no, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. You don't need to run. Stay with me, no, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. You don't need to run. Oh, oh, you don't need to run. Oh, oh, you don't need to run. Oh, oh, you don't need to run. Oh, oh. If you find yourself in a lion's den, I'll jump right in and pull my pin and go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you, my blood. I'll go with you. Yeah. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. You don't need to run. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood. You don't need to run. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me. No, you don't need to run. Stay with me, my blood.
From their album Trench, that was My Blood. Unlike you've ever heard before, give it up for 21 Pilots.
Thanks, guys. Oh, such a long clap. How close are you?
I am, well, I got on a ferry. Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
Can you just have them check my drums and make sure they're all good?
Yeah, drums look good. All right, cool. I'll see you there.
Okay. All right, see you.
So I got one more left. No. There's some crowd mics in case you guys wanted to help me sing a certain part. So is this a room full of people that would try to help me sing a part? Yeah. Listen. Okay, so I'm not gonna have you sing the whole time, but well, it's my show, so deal with it. No, but there's a particular moment in this next song. It's the bridge, and I want you to, when I sing a certain part, then you'll know to sing your part. When I say, I don't mind at all, lean on my pride, I'm a lion. That's the part. So when I say, I don't mind at all, you guys are gonna sing, lean on my pride, I'm a lion. Ready?
Yeah, you got it.
I don't mind at all.
Lean on my pride, lean on my pride,
I don't mind at all.
lean on my pride, lean on my pride, I'm a lion.
Oh, so good. All right, here we go. Guys, thank you so much for having us. We're going to play one more. Us. I'm just so used to it. But this is our last one, and we're going to do some questions over there in a little bit. But you guys were awesome. Thanks for letting me play these songs. There's a song called Cut My Lip, and it's kind of deeper on the record, but it's one of my favorites on Trench, and we've never done any version of this song live ever before until tonight, so we're showing you the first one. I keep on trying, might as well. If you decide, all is well. I keep on trying, might as well. If you decide, all is well. Though I am bruised, face of contusion, no, I'll keep moving. Though I am bruised, face of contusion, no, I'll keep moving. No, I'll keep moving. Rest around the rim, drink it anyway. I cut my lip, isn't what I want. Blood is on my tongue. I cut my lip. I keep on going back, even though it's me I abuse. I keep on going back, even though I am bruised, face of contusions. No, I keep moving, though I am bruised, face of contusions. No, I keep moving, no, I keep moving. Rest around the rim, drink it anyway. I cut my lip, isn't what I want. Blood is on my tongue. I cut my lip. Oh, oh, yeah. I cut my lip.
Twist around the rim, drink it anyway. I got my lip. Isn't what I want. Blood is on my tongue. I got my lip. Oh, oh. Yeah.
You guys, nobody's ever heard that before. That was Cut My Lip from Trench. 21 Pilots are here at Sirius XM's Town Hall.
This is SiriusXM's exclusive Town Hall with 21 Pilots.
You need to make money, yeah.
This is a play-by-play coverage, Sirius XM Town Hall. 21 Pilots. Thank you so much for doing that. That
Thank
was
you.
unbelievable.
Thanks, guys.
Unbelievable. Well, hey! He made it.
Can we start?
We can
just
start
getting
now.
going.
We just got done with sound check.
Good to see you, man. Welcome.
Okay. Hi,
How was the
thanks.
statue? Did you get all the way to the crown?
Yeah, I climbed all the way up.
Yep. Security got you, brought you back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, as is the music of 21 Pilots and Trench, and having the opportunity to play in front of just a handful of people here, guys. We all want to say congratulations on the record and the Bandito tour, next level. I didn't think we were going to get a car on this stage somehow. You guys have a car.
Yeah,
Unreal.
we're rich enough to burn a car every night.
Multiple cars.
And
Yes.
drums.
It's a different car every night.
And we can't thank you enough for coming in and taking the time. Normally there'd be, what, tens of thousands of people singing along with that last song. But to have that intimate moment, yes, gentlemen, yes. But that's not all. The Sirius XM Town Hall with 21 Pilots continues because we have all these awesome people here who are just singing along with you guys. But they have some questions as well. So my job at this point is to get into the crowd, find out what they're thinking. All right, are we ready? We're going to start with Adam. Adam Ellis, where are you? All right, Adam, I'm going to go get Adam. Adam, how are you? Say hi to my friends, 21 Pilots.
Going, guys?
What's
Nice
up,
to see you
hello.
again. If you could re-record any song, which one would it be and why?
There's definitely a part of us as we have enough music out there where when we listen to it, we can see the growth. And, you know, I wouldn't usually make that turn during that song. I wouldn't turn left. I would have maybe turned right. Also, I've learned a lot more about recording, so I would have, you know, worked on getting the drums dialed in better, or the vocal delivery would be different. And there's a lot of songs off of stuff we've done in the past that, yeah, if we had the resources we have now, we'd be able to get a better sound out of it. But I always go back to how important it is for those songs to remain a snapshot of who we were at that time. And I think that anyone who creates anything, if you look back at some of the old stuff, you should never be embarrassed about it because it represents who you were when you were creating that thing. And so that's something that I guess out of principle I wouldn't want to do.
All right, excellent question. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to keep it right here. All right, and we have our next question. Christian? Yes. Christian, what's your question?
Hello. First of all, thank you so much for saving my life over the years. My question is, what's the meaning behind the use of the color yellow in this album? Is there something we should be cautious about?
Just a sick color, man.
Sick, there it is.
In Trench, we're supposed to try to stay hidden, stay safe. And those who are pursuing us in the narrative of the record, they can't see the color yellow. And so that's one way of communicating to your own kind. Hey, I'm here. Similar to the way maybe, I don't know, you see hunters wearing like camo, but they wear orange. And you're just like, the deer's definitely going to see that, bro. But you realize that they can't see that color. And so I guess it derives from that. But it's a way of, if you were to watch someone walk out of a gas station wearing, you know, a camo hoodie, you just think, you know, that's just that guy's style. But then if you were to see a splash of yellow on it, you would know right away, like, that's my people. You know, and that's what we were trying to go for. And that's what we think that this fan base is so good at, is recognizing each other. And we get a kick out of that, and we're really proud of that.
I got to say, 21 Pilots and the evolution of you guys over the last 10 years, I think we all feel this. We all felt like we were with you on this journey. You guys have always pulled in fans along the way, made it a crowd scene and all-encompassing and all-welcoming. And when you guys get on the road, has it been difficult to get FaceTime with fans, and whether it's between hotel and venue or venue and airplane? How difficult has it become for you guys to just day-to-day this thing at this point? Globally, you guys are global now.
We're global, man.
Global, man. Next level.
When we started, it was like playing headline shows for like in smaller rooms than this with way less people. And it was very manageable. Like we would just be like loading out our gear and just like chatting with people, and that was really cool. But now we don't load out our gear anymore, so we can't.
But okay, so the first vehicle you guys brought to your first gig as 21 Pilots, what was that vehicle? What was it? Was it somebody's car? Was it a van?
Yeah, it was a van.
It was a van. You shout out like make, model, year. Did it have a full steering wheel?
Ford F350.
Oh, that's a good one.
E is the van, not F. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff went on.
We were in our buddy's SUV for a while.
Yeah, we did.
I don't even remember, GMC or something.
You need the four-wheel drive in some of the snow up there in Ohio, man.
There was a futon in the back of
the van.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I don't think that's up to regulation. Let's just keep that on the low. I don't know. You passed inspection with that.
Our buddy Michael would drive, and Mark would be in one of the bucket seats, and I would be in one of the seats. And freaking Josh had the whole futon to himself all across the country.
Who's surprised? Anyone? There we go. All right.
It was really cold back there, though.
Doing push-ups all across the country.
Doing push-ups.
That's it, man.
Just working out.
But at nighttime, we would park in like a Walmart parking lot, and then like 4 of us would lay on that thing and just fall asleep. Wake up freezing. Yeah.
Our body heat.
Body heat's good.
That's important.
And lifting your own amps and gear onto the stage, like you said, something about this size, and plugging it in and have something pop, and looking at each other going,
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have anyone to go, hey, can you fix this?
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Vivian, is this you, Vivian? Hi, Vivian. Where are you from?
I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx.
Have you been to the Statue of Liberty?
I have when I was very little.
So now you have something in common. How cool is that? All right, Vivian.
Nose rings.
2 for 2. Do you like Red Bull?
I don't.
Okay, there it goes. I kind of dropped right off after the nose ring thing. That's on me. That's on me, Vivian. All right, Vivian, please, what is your question for 21 Pilots?
Blurry Face and Vessel were 2 huge and important eras in your collection of music. What makes Trench so unique, and how does it signify where you both are in your creative process?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, we got an ooh over there.
No, I still don't know how you guys do nose rings.
Okay.
Like I hear
specifically?
your question, and we're gonna get to it.
No, but let's break down the
Can
nose
we
ring.
get to mine? Don't you always feel like there's always like a bug you gotta go after?
Vivian, I have a question from 21 Pilots.
You get used to it.
You get used to it?
My sister just got her nose pierced, and she's already used to it.
Yeah. I guess I could just ask him. I don't know why I'm asking you.
Don't ask me. You get used to it.
Copy.
Yeah.
Copy that. A lot of bands are enticed to change from record to record. Maybe they get sick of the way things were, or they get, the songs are old or stale to them. We wanted to make sure that didn't happen to us, because we were fans of bands that we felt like forgot about us, And so we knew that this next record was really important to lean even further into what we would consider, the true hardcore fan base, and lean into them and go, this is us now. It's just you and us. And we took a break, and all the extra outside people probably moved on to something else, and this is us. And so it was important for us to establish that with our fans, and we never want to be, we never want to leave anyone behind and kind of like look back on our old stuff, like I was talking earlier, and kind of discredit it, because it's important to who you are today. So I think that's what Trench was one of the aspects that was so important about the record.
More from 21 Pilots and their exclusive Sirius XM Town Hall in minutes. You're listening to a special Sirius XM Town Hall performance from 21 Pilots.
Getting it all done here at the 21 Pilots, Sirius XM Town Hall. Gentlemen, thank you so much again for doing this. We have about 100 some odd people in this very nice, intimate setting, and we're going to do a couple more questions. And
97 more questions to go.
This is just row 1. I'm making my way through it. We're going to talk to Christina, who I bet you is sitting right here.
Hi. What's your favorite part of your live shows?
There's a certain. Do you want to?
Well, it sounded like you were.
I've got one ready to go, man.
Yeah.
There's a moment in every show where Josh goes from wearing something on his shoulders and chest to then not. And I'm always like, man, the ball's on that guy.
I don't take my pants off.
Just like, can you guys imagine? Can you imagine taking your shirt? I don't know. I can't do this. I'll sit up at the piano and talk about my fears and everything forever. But to rip my shirt off in front of thousands of people every night, kudos, brother.
You've done it before.
I have done it before.
You look good.
Thanks.
I will also add, I think one thing that we've always talked about and that we enjoy is like the sort of like physical fan kind of like interaction, whether like he's standing on the crowd or we're like playing on top of the crowd at the end. That's the one kind of thing about a show that's the most unpredictable. Because everything else we've rehearsed, but those moments you can't rehearse really, and you have to hope that you guys aren't gonna drop us.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of like there's a little bit of like nervousness each time, but we also trust you. And I
you
think
guys have great upper body strength, honestly. Our fans, I would pit them against any other fan base, just
so
based off of biceps alone.
Is there any fear? Are there still butterflies before you step out there? Whether it's something small and intimate like this or in front of tens of thousands of people? Fair enough.
No, it is. Yeah, no, I definitely, you feel something for sure. No, especially when you're doing something new. There's an aspect to, I know a lot of you do things, whether it's for a living or something that you love, you do it so often that sometimes it can just become natural. And eventually, it becomes so natural that you don't have to think too much about it. So there's an aspect of us playing a show that, we've done that thing. Josh has done the backflip so much. I used to get really nervous for you, man. Now he just kills it. And also can't imagine doing that. No offense, but some radio hosts we talk to.
Yes, go on. Throwing the hits from coast to coast. We're 21 Pilots. Go on.
And this isn't you, because I know that you're super dialed in. But some people don't totally get what's going on. Sometimes the show in general is just a lot going on. But I'll get the credit for the backflip all the time. They'll be like, "Hey man, I can't believe you nailed that backflip," and I've never corrected them.
Real talk, I've never credited you for his backflip, but I will credit you for climbing what seemed like 7 to 10 stories at ACL a couple years ago. And like everybody going, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it.
Yeah.
And you just had to fill. You're like, he's not going to make it.
It's actually a good story. I don't know if he's in here, if Mike Easterlin's in here. He works at the...
Shout out, Mike. Yeah, he's here.
He works at the label here, and he was at that show. So ACL is in... Where's in Dallas?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, sorry.
Yeah.
And... Dallas City Limits. ACL. Of course, I'm thinking of a different show than in Texas. It was what?
That wasn't Dallas.
It was in Dallas.
You like climbing, don't you? There's more than one show where you're going 10 stories up.
So he was at the show, and our tour manager wasn't there at the time, so he was kind of like, I don't know, babysitting us, and he was there, and right before I knew I was going to climb really, really, really tall thing that I should not have been climbing, but I knew I was going to go for it. And right before I went on stage, I went over to Mike and I said, "Hey, Mike, tell my mom I love her." And then the rest of that set, that guy was sweating like no other. Yeah. When I started climbing that thing, he knew it's his time to shine. He's got to go all the way to Ohio and let her know. Yeah. So
Tyler put a GoPro on. Was it your chest that one time?
Yeah.
As he was climbing up the thing, and I watched the footage later, and like, dude, I mean, you have to. I mean, that's the cool thing.
Better than a backflip?
Yeah, it was. I was more nervous for him than he is for my. My hands were sweaty. That's hard to watch, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of GoPros and cameras and such, we're going to go on to our next question here at the Sirius XM Town Hall with 21 Pilots. I believe it's about music videos, and I believe it comes from Carlos right here. Yes, Carlos?
Thank you for coming, Joss. It took you a long time.
I'm sorry.
My question is, what
him.
is your favorite music video you've filmed?
Well, I'll start by saying it seems like I missed the performance. I'm like gathering that, so
yeah, we did it already.
I'll just play the drum parts only to those songs.
Yeah, I'm gonna
when we're
leave.
done.
You guys stay. He's gonna pull his drums out and just play drum beats.
Yeah. I want you to get the entire thing. Favorite music video. Music videos are hard.
They're the hardest thing we do.
It is probably the hardest part of our job. It's just a long day, maybe 2 days. We don't usually get up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and that's when they start. And then there's usually something uncomfortable that we have to do.
Poor Josh, he's always either freezing cold or upside down or some like crazy idea that we're like, oh, that sounds good in pre-production. And then we go to do it and then we realize it's like 5 degrees out and he's wearing a tank top or something like that.
I think Jumpsuit was
That was a hard one.
It was, and he was in the like freezing water.
Yeah.
In Iceland.
Yeah. I felt like someone, when I was laying in the creek, because I was like, literally, you know how these water bottles say like glacier water?
Yeah.
It's like, no, this was actually glacier water. It's like real glacier.
Yeah.
And when I was laying on my back, some of my head was in the water. And it felt like someone had taken an axe and just like chopped off the back of my head. So I love my job.
Thank you, Carlos. Excellent question. Give it up for Carlos here at the Sirius XM Town Hall with 21 Pilots. My name is Regan. Thank you so much for listening right now, North America. And of course, thank you for being in this room right now. And gentlemen, thank you so much as well. We do want to build on that real quick. As we got to know Trench, you guys seemed very specific on how you revealed it to all of us, all of your fans. It was a couple of songs and some visuals. Can you talk about that real quick and making that decision? How far back does that decision go? Like, this is how we want it to be revealed.
Oh, man. It goes back pretty far, maybe further than some people would know. But before, there were ever a note written on the record, it was the concept behind it and the idea and the story. The character of Blurry Face was definitely something that, even what he represents to me, I haven't figured it out yet, and I knew that the next record had to mirror what it is that I was going through, which is I haven't figured it out. That story was still going, and so I we wanted to make sure that we gave him more of a background, more of a story to really maybe our version of explaining a lot of what goes on inside someone's head when they're trying to figure something out.
Is it double stress on you guys because it's the visual and it's the music, or is it just organic in the sense that I can't imagine putting out one without the other?
It's hard to make sure that because you can write a song to say one thing and then you do a music video, and a lot of times I know maybe you guys can feel it when you see a music video, and you're like, yeah, this is a cool video, but it doesn't really connect with the song and what the song's saying. So it is difficult to make sure that those two things are married, but we have a really, really cool team that helps us, that's been around for a while. That helps us kind of make sure that those things happen.
More from Tyler and Josh and SiriusXM's exclusive Town Hall with 21 Pilots. Coming up.
My blood, I don't mind at all.
You're listening to a special SiriusXM Town Hall performance from 21 Pilots.
Okay, Stevie, you're up next here at the SiriusXM Town Hall with 21 Pilots. What is your question?
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How far ahead do you work? Do you already have ideas for your next projects? Or will you take a break to do it? Or will you just continue traveling and performing while you're thinking of your next projects?
That's a good question. Blurry Face was written while we were traveling for Vessel. So that was a record that was written while on the road. Most of it was done either in a hotel room or a bus or whatever makeshift studio we could come up with. And then for Trench, we took time off to just focus on just creating that. So we've done it both ways as far as working on something while on the road. There's certain types of songs that you can write effectively while in a situation you're not comfortable with. Sometimes you should be in a new environment to write a new song or to explore that area of either your psyche or that area of sound that you've never really gone before. So there's an aspect of touring and seeing the world that writing music can actually, be improved by. But with that being said, most of the time, the stuff that involves traveling and playing a show, for me, I'm a very vocal writer, meaning I find the chord, find the melody, and I usually find the lyrics in that same time, which means I'm singing as I'm writing. And a lot of times it's purely logistic, where I don't have a voice because I just had a concert the night before and I have another concert tonight. And so for me to take time to actually work on songs is almost impossible. So trying to find a balance there where there's certain moments of touring where you're just on the road constantly, it's really hard to write. As far as where we are now, we're always coming up with new ideas. So I don't think that we ever really took a break from creating. But at the same time, very focused on how we can make this record, Trench, come more alive. And we're not done with this kind of touring process, so.
All right, so we'll wrap this up by saying you guys aren't done. You just mentioned you passports ready, stamped, good. You're going overseas. You're taking Bandito overseas.
Yeah, we're going to Russia.
Russia,
Yeah.
next level.
Yep.
You've been there before, though. Yes.
We have.
Yes. Bringing more with you this time for sure. More songs, more lights, more everything else, and then we get you back here in North America for more quality Bandito time. So I know all of us were at the first run of shows here in North America because I recognize everybody. I know you do too. But what can we expect next time around for the updated touring run?
We're gonna try to shake things up and introduce some new songs.
Okay. Excellent.
But a lot of times we're still playing markets and cities that haven't seen the tour yet either. So
Gotcha.
You kind of have to balance it out.
All right. Speaking of balancing it out, do you guys have time? Do you build in some off days to get home, be with family, be with friends, or just rest that voice or anything like that? Is that part of your plan?
No.
No, not at all. All right. Well, then fare thee well, gentlemen.
Maybe like one day.
Like one day.
A day.
Like a family day.
Good.
Yeah.
Sightseeing?
Yeah.
You weren't really at the Statue of Liberty, were you? Okay. Fair enough.
He smells like he was.
That's New York. Welcome to
like
New York.
liberty.
Yeah, man. He definitely took the subway.
Smells like freedom.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please make a lot of noise for 21 Pilots. Unlike you've ever seen them before here at Sirius XM's Town Hall. 21 Pilots, guys, thank you so much, so very much.
That was Sirius XM's exclusive town hall from 21 Pilots.
Thank you, SiriusXM, for hooking me up.
Front row at 21 Pilots. Thanks, SiriusXM.
Hear this intimate performance again tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And hear it anytime on your phone or at home with SiriusXM connected devices and speakers.